they would think that, okay, there's a two market, China market and the market outside of China. But they don't see the difference in India, in Vietnam, in Russia. They are quite different. The culture is different, the user is different, the telcos is different, and the law is different. So I think first of all is that we should really look into a lot of difference between these two countries. Our product may be premier, maybe very good in China, but it is suitable for India or not. We should think about it. Just like the mistake I just made, the map, right? I was not intended to make a wrong map, but sometimes you just make some mistakes. So you should be careful. This is the first point. And another one is, I think, the most biggest risk in India market now is the payment. Because when you do internet, of course, you should get the users first. But later on, you should get the money back. In internet industry, there are only three ways to make money. First is advertising. Second is e-commerce. The third one is games. And for advertising, now it is okay. But we still find that a lot of the big brandings, especially for the traditional brand, they are not willing to put most of their budget into the internet or the mobile internet. So for advertising, it is okay, but still has a lot of room to grow. But for games and e-commerce, I think most of them is stuck by the payment. Now, for e-commerce in India, 40% of the payment is by COD, cash on delivery. So it is very, very unhealthy for this kind of market. And if you go to the telcos payment, the successful rate is very low, and the telcos will take most part of the revenue from it. So all this kind of payment obstacles is our risk to facing the companies. Maybe if the situation is not going to be better in the future, maybe we will lose a lot of money. We put a lot of money to do the pre-marketing to get the users, but we will find that after we get the users, how we monetize this kind of traffic may be a big problem. So I think for both China and Indian companies, our mutual responsibility is to cultivate this kind of market in order to push it into a more healthy way to grow.
So I'll probably get into more specifics and give you a very good positive example. So we started investing with UCWeb. I think we were the first commercial partners for UCWeb around 3 years back. And the partnership has really worked out for us. So we still continue to partner UCWeb for our mobile browser tie-ups. And we have this permanent placement on UCWeb, and that has really helped us gain new traffic, and even UCWeb has grown significantly over the years. So right now they have what 45% of the mobile internet browser space, browser share. So yeah, so this kind of a positive partnership that we've been able to build a couple of years back, 3 years back, has been really worked out for us. So I just wanted to point this out and tell you, yeah. So. And apart from that, we've worked with Mobvista, we've worked with a lot of Chinese companies and a lot of ad networks. And so yeah, we see a lot of synergy between the two countries, and yeah, so we're ready to work with as in whoever provides the quality and whatever works for us, we're ready to invest in that.
Yeah. I actually wanted to address some of the points you said, and they're very relevant. I think I've seen in the span, and I've worked with many organizations. I've worked with Disney also in the past. I'm now with a fellow group company with UCWeb. We are both a part of Alibaba Group. It's been a very interesting journey. We saw when there is a lot of interest into the market itself, bold early moves are made. But India, naturally, every country the size that India and China are requires its own nuance, requires it. Things don't, and that adage that people always overestimate in the short term and underestimate in the long term is really meant for India. So I won't worry so much about the risk which you put up front. I would just say that let's remember that Disney also after it invested into China, then went to Brazil, and then after that India was the next model. I've seen all of that. They've been very pragmatic about it, that it'll take time, but when the time happens, then suddenly things really move. For example, mobile phone services. We it's a case study as to how dense and how well optimized our mobile networks are. It's a completely India story. There are like down to the codec level, there are innovations that are done so that on limited spectrum we can carry way more than anyone else. So these are all case studies. But every market has that. The thing is, see it as an opportunity, but not immediately. For instance, payments. You know, nobody ever thought that you would have, say, the e-commerce boom happening now. Now, you do speak about COD, but that story is already kind of 2 years back. That COD numbers falling day by day. Organizations such as us, who are now strong contenders in the top 3 space, have no COD at all. The telco revenue shares have shifted. As I was saying, we enjoy with every telco up to around 60%, 65%. And with the top 2 telco, 70% revenue share to us. And that's as comparable to the App Store. So, you know, things move, but the needle moves slowly, but steadily for sure is all I wanted to say on this. But it's been amazing, you know, and specifically because we're talking about China and India, it can't be closer to my heart and yours that we are seeing just so much activity now. But I think that model specifically for this forum, which is relevant, is what you guys bring to us is incredible amount of scale, and especially around content development. I would say it upfront and bluntly that India hasn't really produced adequate amount of great content. First of all, we are not like a gaming market. A gaming market is made up when generations are gamers. Now I'm a gamer, I play World of Warcraft, but I'm like really weird, right, to be doing that, and it's rare. So India never really saw the gaming boom because the gaming industry wasn't there. But the other things which are coming up are cash games. So if you have strong India side partners who actually navigate you that, you know, guess what, it won't work, but this may work. But you provide them all the other benefits of scale that you guys drive. I think that's the way to go forward instead of importing or exporting models. That's all I thought.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. My English is not very good, so this is my partner. 首先呢，我是作为一个创业型公司的代表，我们公司呢成立了只有1年的时间啊。
Okay. First of all, we are basically into some innovative field, and then we've been in this industry for just 1 year now.
我们当时选择这个印度这个国家呢，是有很多原因的，但是最重要的原因是因为互联网创业，首先是做我们自己最熟悉的事情。
Initially, when we considered India to be one of our target market, that was like initially the key reason behind that was that the connection of Indians with the internet.
我们的团队呢，主要的这个实力呢，其实就是做工具类的产品，所以我们选择的突破方向呢是工具类的方向。
The main power behind our team was just developing some tools. So we thought that maybe we could make some breakthrough in that field.
但是呢，在这个国内呢，中国啊，工具类的方向呢，已经是一个非常大的一个红海啊。但是众所周知呢，工具类的产品呢，最大的这个需要最大的能力呢，其实是人口的红利。
In China, that's a totally different case where in this kind of sphere you need like huge kind of skills in this sector.
而在世界上呢，这个除了中国以外啊，人口最多的国家就是印度。
We know that in the world, apart from China, India is the most populous country.
所以我们的这个目标呢，就是给印度的人民做一款他们喜欢而且好用的工具类的产品。
So that's when we got the idea that we should develop something that Indians will like and then they may find it useful.
但是我们遇到的最大的困难哈，在我们创业的初期，其实是推广的问题。
The biggest challenge we faced at the time we started was all the promotion related activities.
但是很幸运的是呢，我们遇到了几个比较好的合作伙伴，其中最大的一个就是 Mobvista。
Okay, and then but in between we got very lucky, and then we met some of the very Apple partners like Mobvista.
当然最初呢是 UC 啊，UC 是我们最好的合作伙伴，当初因为他们的这个用户的质量呢非常的高。
I should also mention that initially our first key partner was UC Web, because UC Web has a very large range of users at that time.
Okay, thanks,
Thanks.
Mr. Wang. I really very good experience and sharing of this part. And just now, as mentioned, I just catch the word that everyone is thinking about the changing and the moving. And absolutely, of course, for this market, everything is changed rapidly, amazingly rapidly. So maybe my next question is that, in your opinion, or maybe in your own field of business, what you will think the trend in this market maybe within 1 or 3 years? Can you share with me that?
Thank you. But I already see, as correctly pointed out, India has a problem with payments. There's a lot happening on addressing that, not singularly, but by a variety of partners, which all together are creating that. They're independent payment and wallet companies such as Paytm, and on top of it, we are getting the telcos, which are also getting wiser about it. So the good part is that the Indian telcos, everybody looks at them, and there's that old thinking about that the telcos are like old and fuddy-duddy and not forward-looking. But I think I can tell you from personal experience, in the last 2 years, it's changed quite a bit. So a lot of them have started looking at the payment, the telco wallet as like an API service. So I think Indian consumers will have the ability in the short term to be able to make, in the next year or two, to be able to consume way more and buy more content through apps. And that was glaringly what was seen on the screen behind, that we have a lot of apps but you don't pay. There is naturally, Indians don't like to pay. Do Chinese like to pay? But I think overall, apart from the fact that we may be price sensitive, the fact is that there's inability to pay. So as things get better with a lot of independent wallet companies, etc., I really think, to your question, that in-app purchases and consumption, that chart will start looking really different, but everything slowly over the next 3 years, I'd say.
Yes, I think so. And comparing to China and Indian, and actually you can find everything in India from China. In Indian, the ecosystem of Indian is very intact. You can find everything. But actually, I always say this ecosystem, although it is there, but it is a compromise version, because the infrastructure is not so good, and because of the credit card penetration rate is not so good. So that's the key factors to impact the development of the Indian markets. But things are keep changing. Then we can see the government is investing a lot to improve the infrastructures, and also the credit card and the debit card penetration rate is keep increasing, and the COD rate is keep decreasing now. So we are expecting that this ecosystem can be going more smoothly in next 2 years, I think. And also for the game industry right now, it is not so good in India comparing to the other ex-EA countries. But along with we solve all these kind of problems, I think game will be booming in next 2 or 3 years. We are also waiting for that more gorgeous environment in Indian market. Yeah.
So in my opinion, I think right now the majority of the Indian users are in an exploring phase. So they're still figuring out internet, how is it going, they're experiencing internet for the first time, majority of them. So I think in a couple of years, they will start converting more. So the conversion rates would definitely go up. And so they'll still be a part of those exploring users, but yeah, those will be incrementally getting added up. So I think there's a lot more conversions that has to be seen in a couple of years from now.
To me, I think there are 3 points. The first point is very easy. India is a very big and a very potential market, and the whole market will grow very, very fast in the future. And the second point is that when I first arrived in India, compared to other Southeast Asia country, the biggest difference is that on the street in India, we don't find any store to maybe sell how to say clothes or food restaurant. It's very seldom. What we see is that the telco store, Vodafone store, Airtel store, BSNL store, all of them. But in Southeast Asia, it's totally different. You can have food, you can have clothes, you can have some entertainment in the street. So I think along with the growth of the internet, it is will change dramatically of the people to spend their money. So we can see that now in India, the first one is the e-commerce, and the second one is the payment, and then the O2O. We change all these offline things into the online things, and I think the user's demand is always there. But in the older times, they just do not have the enough channels to feed their needs because there's no stores on the street. But after the e-commerce and so much things comes out, the huge demand for the Indian users will be activated, and the market can be very, very unbelievable. This is the second point. And the third point is that first I want to thank you for all the explanations for the payment, because to my understanding, maybe it is out of times, because I think the most biggest obstacles for India is the payment, because payment is everything. But I think with the work from Paytm or Free Charge, or the pioneers in this kind of market, you started to change the payment ecosystem, if it can be successful, because still the credit card holders in India is still very less. So if the wallet, right, the how to say e-wallet can be successful in the new market, so the circle can be closed. We have the demand, we have the supply, we have the e-commerce, and we have the logistics, and then we have the payment. So all the circles can be closed. So if in this kind of ways, with the big population of India, and the infrastructure is going to be better and better, and with the payment, the market can be really unbelievable in the future.
Okay, thank you. It's really, how to say, so many things in the detail part in this field about the future, and the last part, I think everyone has your opinion, and absolutely, you are one of the main players in this market, so everyone is creating the future and the trends in this market. So my next question may be mainly focused on Leo Master and UC Web. As for Mobvista, due to my acknowledge that we are just working as a bridge between Chinese utility companies and markets globally, especially for Indian market. And due to our knowledge that maybe after 2 or 3 years, like UC or Leo Master, you have really acquired very high user base in Indian market. So I'm quite curious, maybe in the next step, what you will do with the very high user base, or if we can know if there's something new on the business model or the online digital marketing model with your traffic, or even you can give some suggestions for the other Chinese utility companies who want to come into this market. Yeah.
首先我们公司是一个小公司，跟 UC 不太一样。
Initially, I should mention that ours, when compared with company like UCB, ours is relatively a small company.
虽然我们公司用户量，现在在印度比较大，但是呢，我们公司也必须去专注一个方向，就是隐私保护。
And then, even though we have gaining popularity in India, but there is one specialization we should gain in India, is that to make some breakthroughs in the field of privacy.
所以说呢，我们现在公司呢只有一款产品，就是 Leo Privacy Guard， 但是一款产品呢实在是比较单薄我们接下来呢会在12月份之前会做3款产品出来，去丰富这条产品线。
Currently, as of now, we are having actually only one product. The product name is
privacy guard.
Okay, the product I mentioned by Leo Master, and then by about December we're going to launch about 3 products to just to widen our portfolio.
另外呢，众所周知，这个工具类的产品呢，它基本上只能提供的是一个就是线下的一个事情，但是呢，更重要的是它的未来是在云端。
When we think about this kind of apps, the most important thing we have to consider is how it's going to perform in future.
For the cloud, yeah, e-cloud, yeah.
关于这个云端呢，我们公司成立了这个专门的研究中心，去做云端上的事情。
As for the cloud, our company has already formed a specialized team to do further studies on that field.
另外呢，我们会关注的是这个帮助在印度的这些公司，因为基于我们这个庞大的用户量，去帮助印度的公司去做商业上的一些变现啊这些事情。
The other thing we're looking forward to do is to just to help our wide customer base in our portfolio to help them to with their commercial end.
大概就这样。
For UC Web, okay, I made some cases of UC browser and 9 apps. For UC browser, for this year and for the following 2 or 3 years, I talked about this year. The first concern of us is keep acquiring more users, to get more users on board to use our UC browser. And besides that, we will keep giving the better experience to do the localization for our users. I give you the one example is the day before. Yesterday, we just launched a new version of UC browser. Because previously, UC browser very simple, give you a very simple navigation panel. The user can easily access the website by click on the link. But right now, we made a very large modification for the navigation. We get all the content is browser directly to the users because we think by this way the user can more easier to see the content. So our strategy is to keep changing and to meet the user's requirement. Okay, for the 9 apps, thank you, Wang Yao. Yes, actually yes, 9 apps is an app store, but I will tell you why the user quality of 9 apps is much better than the other channel. Because 9 apps is an app store. That's users' intention to go to the app store to download the apps. We are not promoting anything, but the user do it by themselves. So that's why we can get a better quality for the users. And in the future, we are doing some operation project. We are not only helping the advertisers to acquire users, but after the advertiser can getting the users, we can use some of the operation way to improve the quality of the users, like to improve the active rate, to improve the commission rate for the e-commerce companies. So that's what we are going to do in the following 1 or 2 years. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks Wang Yao, and thanks Robert. Actually, as you mentioned that firstly, the most important thing is user acquisition. When you acquire users and then you manage your users and manage the volume, and it comes into the part of the ecosystem, and then we can go together and discuss to see more on business model. So maybe let me come back to the first part on user acquisition. As for Mobvista, we are at network and help our clients to acquire mobile users. So I really want to see, due to your previous experience with our corporation or for this market, do you have any insights or suggestions to see what is the trend or the step, the next step the mobile ad network should go, or any other suggestions for this field?
Actually, in the spirit of the group discussion, now that I've got you in publicly, I can ask you some numbers. So I know that I think the Google Play Store monthly app installs are around 30 million. Would that number be in India? And is that correct that now through 9 apps and other such app stores, you're doing almost equal to that number? Together, would you say that?
This number I can tell is our daily download number is more than 50 right now. Already more than 50% of Google Play. So we are keep increasing.
Single-handedly, 9apps is doing okay around 15 million a day, a month. You're saying installs, is it?
50%.
Yeah, 50% of whatever
Google
Play is doing.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
fair enough.
And
That's
its
amazing.
numbers keep increasing.
This is the one thing you are getting to India.
Yes, yes.
Actually,
yes.
I think one of the things that I see in the ecosystem is that you're profoundly changing the app install marketplace through APK installs.
Oh yes.
And what I actually, and I'm sorry, I'm a little new to this, but I was very taken aback by the fact that for every 100 clicks that you make on the last click, which leads you to the app store like a Google Play or iTunes, only 5% actually finally get installed out of every 100 clicks. But when it's an APK install, it's up to 40% conversion. So it's incredible. Do you see that? And
so primarily because we're getting new to internet users, and these guys are getting onto the internet without an email address. And Google Play needs an email address to download an app. So yeah, so direct APK downloads are working for a lot of e-commerce players. It's working for us as well. Yeah.
So how do you marry the challenge you have of getting a Google Play score up to tell all your funders versus your installs?
So to be frank, yeah, we're not really into the investment game, so I really don't understand that part of it. But yeah, so OLX is wholly owned by Naspers, and we really don't. So, but yeah, again, Google Pay numbers are definitely important. We try to keep our app among the top 20 apps on the Google Play Store at any given point of time. So we've been there for almost 2 years now. So right now we're doing some experiments. So yeah, you might not find us in top 20 right now, but yeah, we've always been there. But direct APK is, as we pointed out, it's working for a lot of players. Yeah. And we've been able to do the exact kind of, we exactly know which Play Store, which App Store is running our inventory, and also we are able to back calculate everything on our conversion matrices. We're able to track each and everything as we're able to do on Google Play. All these third-party tracking tools are available, which do direct APK download tracking as well. So yeah, it's straightforward and it's pretty credible. Yeah.
I thought that sorry about taking this on a lot, but what I found really interesting is that you immediately said the most important thing, that not all the Indians have an email, whereas any service which is exported from overseas expects that mandatorily each and every Indian will have an email. So we took out email as a mandatory requirement because guess what, 40 million new Indians are coming to the internet.
Okay, there's a very big difference between India and China. In China, it is a pure APK market because due to the due to the political reasons, Google is banned in China. So in China, there are a lot of app stores, there are a lot of distribution channels, are all in APK. But in India, it is different. And Google Play was the dominant app store here. So for the investors, they will check the ranking in Google Play. So previously, lots of I should say all the companies in India spend lots of money on Google Play, but things is change. Things is keep changing. Why? Because Google Play, the delivery number of Google Play has some limitations. It has a very stable increase rate, like 5% increase every half years. Sorry, I can't figure out the number. So I want to say is there's a limitation on the Google Play. So for all the other partners, you have to find the other channels to acquire more users. So that's why APK distribution is becoming more and more popular in India, because the value of a company and the value of a product is not judged by the Google Play ranking. It is judged by your active user numbers, right? Yeah. So that's why now it is focused on distributing the APK. So we will help the partners to acquire more and more users outside of Google Play. Yeah.
So I think that is one of the reasons why OEM preloads work in the country as well. So we do heavy preloading, and it has been kind of working for us.
But we haven't worked with you about APK, right? Yeah, OLS is, I think, the latest partner to enter APK market.
Yeah. So we started doing direct APK downloads pretty late, but yeah, we're on it now and we're seeing some good quality traction from it.
I just can't agree more with all your guys, because when I was in UCWeb in 2012, at that time UC browser ranked in number 5 of the Google Play in India, but still 60% of the new users of UC browser is coming from APK at that time. Ranked 5, but still 60% is come from APK. So. So this is one thing, because the limitation of the total volume of Google Play, we should find all the other channels to promote our products. Not only the online APKs, but I also think the preload is another big hit for you to get the users. This is the point. Point one. I just follow you guys. And the second point I want to share is also to say some bad words for the Google Play, is that Google Play is going to have more and more strict policies for the developers. Some is for the misleading, some is misleading for the promotion, some is for the for your product itself. They have some restrictions that you cannot do this thing or that things. For example, UCWeb. First of all, at the first beginning, UCWeb used its own core for the browsing, but Google says no. If you do that again, I will ban you. I will put you out of the rank. So after that, what UC browser do is change it to WebKit. So what I want to say is that first of all, the total volume of Google Play is limited, and second of all, because Google is actually he's going to be afraid of the growth of some big companies to compete with them, like a UC browser, like previous guard. So they will have a lot of restrictions on your promotion and on your ranks. So sum up, Google Play is not only not only one for you to promote. You should find other battlefield to get more user base to win this market.
Okay, thank you. Thanks very much for all your opinions here. Actually, I believe no matter for the current Google Play CPI campaigns or for the APK one or even for the preload apps for all the campaigns, that's all the things we can discuss together. And I believe that for this volume, it's only just a start or the beginning of our cooperation and discussion. And communication and discussion and cooperation will never end with the end of the volume. Yeah, so maybe I should close it now due to the time limit. And after that, I believe all of you will have more and more communication and things discussion about that. Let's give something, and thanks for all your speakers and sharings for today. And Robin, please step here. Yeah, I just now said thanks a lot for all of you comes to Mobvista event.
Because I'm rushing to another event, so I will pick the most handsome man in our company to do this session. So, Kenneth.
Are you sure I'm the most handsome guy? So, how can I take it? Okay. Okay. Who can be the lucky one today? Can get our Apple Watch? I think I can. Stay right. Only one? Oh, sorry. So this is Mr. Vijay.
Vijay Havin from Fresh Desk.
Sorry, from Fresh Desk, the director marketing. Is he coming? I will count 1, 2, 3. After 3, if he's not here, I will just pick another one. 1, 2, 3. What a pity. So, who can be Next, lucky guy. Oh, I've just found our just Chinese friend, Shen Daocai from Ali. Here, wow, welcome, congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mobvista. And it's a very good opportunity to meet all you guys here. And thank you, my partners. Thank you, Jenny.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot, and really so lucky for you to get that lucky thing from Mobvista. And I say that it's the end of our volume, and thanks a lot for all of you attending here, sharing with us this great time. Hope you have enjoyed this with us. Thank you. Bye bye.